All right. All right. Welcome to Therapy of the Absurd, episode 32. That was interesting.
Is that going?
I don't know what the heck
the desire
was.
to be absurd? Is that?
I don't know.
I am the face in the wall. Answer me these questions 3. What is your favorite color?
Green, so I don't get pinched.
What?
That was yesterday, wasn't it?
I know.
Is your favorite?
Mine is purple. Mine is purple.
All right.
That's right. Prince.
What
Purple Rain.
is your quest?
My quest. Not to get indigestion. Eating really spicy food. That's my quest.
More blush on the left cheek. I'm like, what happened?
What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
Oh Lord.
Both of you in the pit.
Anyway. What is an unladen swallow?
You got to watch more Monty Python. Here, I'll turn off this horrible effect. But yes, that was me horribly butchering a bit from Monty Python in the Holy Grail at the bridge. It's beautiful. Yes,
'tis a flesh wound. He has no arm.
Come back! I'll bite your legs off. It's a beautiful. If you haven't seen them, Dana, they're beautiful. What's interesting about those movies is the Monty Python's movies, The Holy Grail and The Life of Brian, wouldn't have been made if it wasn't for people like The Who and Ringo Starr, who heavily invested in those movies. And they asked
We've talked about this before. We've talked about this.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I just remember that from the conversation.
I forget which podcast I said it on.
No. Here's the thing. It all goes like that. I apologize. I'm doing 2 things at once. It all goes like that because it was interesting. Because we talked about Lucille Ball being a producer on Star Trek, and sure enough, Desilu. And it's weird because even though I knew Desilu was their company, I still never put that together. And so, but yeah, Desilu Productions was one of the production companies on Star Trek. So that's amazing stuff.
Star Trek. Somewhere far out there, we got lost.
Nanu.
In a spacecraft that can go hyperspeed. Somehow we didn't have a goddamn map, right, Sherry? You didn't pack the fucking map, and now we're lost in space.
Oh, I love that Netflix reboot for that. Lost in Space.
Oh wait, Lost in Space. Was there a Netflix? Oh, there was a Netflix reboot, huh?
Oh yeah, they got one more season, and then it'll be the final season. Unfortunately, I like it a lot.
Have any of you ever seen 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea? The
movie,
Disney,
right? The original
Disney movie.
Yeah. Because I know of it.
Twice.
There was a scene in there that I think really disturbed me as a kid. I haven't watched it since, but it's like this robot has like this fan hand, and he kills a guy with it or something. Does anyone remember this Disney movie where that happened? Tell us in the comments.
First of all, Dan, that something disturbed you in your childhood. I'm like, what?
I'm shocked.
How do you think I come up with a third of my jokes? This is what goes on, What you see? I think it was a guy in a rat costume. I hope it was a guy in a rat costume.
Ooh.
Anyway.
Something traumatized you? Okay, is that why you traumatizze us? Is that what?
Well, we were when I
went full circle.
When I was going to private school, because my parents both are like, we should both work 2 jobs. That way we have to put our kid in private school or something. That's a good idea. But what's it called? When I was going there, they used to go in the summer when they didn't have school stuff. They'd get discounts on movies, so they'd take us all to the Covina Theater. If anyone's ever been in that area, there's only 2 screens in there. I don't even know if it exists anymore. Mm-hmm. And we'd have to watch, we'd watch classic movies. But I remember they showed that when I was a kid, and it was just, a bunch of kids in the audience. Oh my God! It's a Disney movie. It's beautiful. 2,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Under the Sea.
How's it going, Nick? So,
hello. Go to the comments, see who's around.
Yes, Nick has come in. He says, "What up, y'all?" Yes,
hey,
y'all.
Yes, I agree. I did finish.
Jared Leto gave you a lunch, huh? Did he actually do a good job? I guess.
No, he did. It was good. But prepare yourself. You're gonna either have 2 sit downs for 2 hours apiece, or you're gonna do what I did and watch the whole 4 hours. Well, with pee breaks though.
Yeah.
What did I just walk into? Dude, that Justice League, wow, Jared Leto gave me a full-on chub. What did I just walk into?
You walked into a full-on chub. You should watch where you're walking. You shouldn't turn corners without looking.
It's the name of the bar. It's called Chub. No, we're talking about the Justice League movie, the really big release, the Snyder Cut on HBO Max, and it's really good.
You all watched all 4 hours of it
I
already?
did. I have to watch a dog that doesn't sleep and have to take pee like every 3 hours.
Must be nice, dude.
Yeah, Nick, he says he worked my entire day off to watch it in full. So he's like, I'm not going to serve anyone today. Here we go.
It's really good. So if you really didn't like the other one, then this one is for you, because it has a lot of character building, a lot of plot, and it's an actual movie. Like
it's so funny. You said character building, and I was like, "What are they, parents?" Like, no, I know. Like, I know you're complimenting like how well the characters are.
Yeah,
well, if you can't do character building in 4 hours, that's when you quit.
Oh well, that's the thing. Like he really, the way it was edited, you have your drama, the plot stuff, and then you have the action. So there's a lot. Like the flow of it is really good. It doesn't feel like a 4-hour movie. It really doesn't. Yeah, you can watch it and it'd be 3 hours in and be like, well, how far am I? And not even realize you just watched 3 hours. That's how good it is.
Wow.
Are you saying it's so good that it's like, but Mom, you said 20 more minutes at the place at McDonald's. It hasn't been 20 minutes. Like that good? You remember what that felt like long ago?
Yes.
I feel like Stefan's just overhyping this movie, and I'm in for a really bad.
Did you like Infinity stuff with Marvel's
Infinity
Avengers?
War?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you didn't like that, then you won't like it. I'll just put that. If you didn't like any of those, then you won't like it.
I liked Infinity War, but I hated Batman versus Superman.
It's better than that.
Aquaman.
You didn't like? I thought Aquaman was all right for DC. Dude, I thought Aquaman
you're talking about like DC versus Marvel. Like dude. Okay, so the place where I work has new conference rooms in our new building, and they're naming them after fictitious places in DC Comics. And me and my friend are like, why would we name ourselves after number 2? Why would we do that? You got Batman, DC.
It's better than the Batman v Superman. I will say that. And it's I think it was rated R. I don't know if any of their
by Pirates.
Huh?
Was it rated R by Pirates?
Oh geez, R.
Yes.
No, but it actually, and I'm not saying it's like gory like a horror movie, but as far as like comic book movies, if you like the Joker and you like what Zack Snyder did with The Watchmen, I don't mean like the pacing of Watchmen, but if you like those movies, then you're gonna like this one. I think the only complaint that I've seen from majority of the people who review movies that I really appreciate and really look up to is just that the fact that it's long. But again, it's not like The Irishman or Irishman, I forget however you say that. But I don't know, I enjoyed that movie, but I had to watch that in 4 parts, like an hour at a time, because I kept falling asleep.
Right,
that's a lot of talking, like The Godfather.
It's not like
you guys, I'm so sorry. I'm experiencing technical difficulties, which is why I'm late, and I still am. So I'm gonna log off, and hopefully they get fixed when I come back. I'm so sorry. Everyone, keep doing your thing. I'm so sorry.
Our movie, no worries.
I'll keep doing my thing.
And we were saying, hey to Lauren, like we were.
Oh yes. Sorry, I'll put that back up.
No, you put it up. We were just hoping that Lauren Hello. And you guys, I apologize. I'm gonna try to keep still, but like I got up to go get my stuff off the printer, and I've lost my glasses, like somewhere from the front room, and that's why I keep I'm not subtle with it, so I apologize. I'm trying to
glasses,
right? But I will say it's not rated R in the sense that your kids can't watch it, Dan. I think it got a rated R. At least, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I could have sworn when I looked at it on HBO Max, it said rated R. But it's not a hard R.
Told me about Showgirls.
Oh, anyway. Jesus.
I thought it would be a nice Disney movie for my kids to learn about dancing. No, just tons of questions the whole goddamn time. I don't know why you would do that to me.
Oh, hello, Lauren again, and hello, Sergio. Hello.
Hey, Sergio. All right, I'm taking one last good look from my glasses, you guys.
Hello, Nick. Hello, Sergio. Hello, Lauren. No, yeah, it's and Zack Snyder got some flack for saying that not that it reminded him of Lord of the Rings, But the epicness in a superhero form, like he said it, like the length and the way it was constructed, it had a feel kind of like that. Not that it is. But I think that was just the wrong comparison for a lot of people, especially like the hardcore nerds out there. Oh my God, he compared it to Lord of the Rings. Oh, I don't like it.
Why would he compare it to Lord of the Rings? Then you see a dwarf with a hammer and full armor go by.
Anyway. I am very excited, Sergio, about the Mortal Kombat because that actually is a hard R. Definitely not for kids. And they're actually going to stay to the video game. That's right. They have finishers in there. They have fatalities. Yes. They even show in the trailer Kano rip out a dude's heart. But if that's not your thing, then don't watch it because yeah.
But I will be watching it. I've been waiting for them to make a real movie since their first one. But the great soundtrack.
I'm just going to give everyone a heads up. My dog has been really, really bad lately. So he's going to be making a lot of cameos. He is very much an attention whore. So if you see my dog, I am sorry.
What's up, dog?
There you go.
How's it going?
I wasn't
what up, dog?
To him, and he's just coming up.
Well, he's cute as hell. He's like, pet me. I'm cute as hell. Why aren't you not petting me?
He hasn't been to the groomer in 2 weeks. He is not cute as hell. He's actually smelly as hell. Go away.
Okay. I can feel the love in the room.
Like, I love you, but now I hate you.
I love my dog. I love him. He's spoiled. He has so many toys.
Oh no,
and
Stacy.
everything. Look, okay. I don't want to hear it when you have a dog that requires your attention 24/7 like this. This is what the trainer told me. Say something like you mean it. So when I say go away, I have to be a bitch apparently, or else he's not gonna take it seriously. Yeah, you know what? This dog, I love him.
You don't want to say
really
it like a new age white mother, like, come on, get down from the fridge, Gregory, and we're going to have a word.
You mean like Joan Crawford? Just grab the hanger?
Yeah.
No, yeah, you pulled that in my house. I'm still trying to write stuff about my mom, dude. My mom did not play, okay?
I can't even, you know how people, like, there are some Hispanic people that will, like, spank their dogs, too?
Yes, you did. That's what we just called them in our family a long time ago. Shit eaters, because they did that. Sorry.
What is wrong with you? No one is talking to you.
Anyways.
I'm sorry in advance. He's very, very needy as of lately. It is called dog puberty. I'm sorry.
You mean he's been jerking off a lot and leaving like Kleenex underneath your bed?
Actually, he hasn't, which I think is why he's just as bad. Like,
our dog is in heat here, I think this week or next, and so these dogs in the training have, they walking up to her.
You should get their dogs together. They have this little tiny, like,
not if I gotta take care of him.
Kit Terrier Shepherd. That'd be cute. Like have that coat, but this tiny. That'd be cute.
No.
I like it.
Like, it's insane. And then I'm like, I've gone on Clubhouse for like these dog speakers for advice, and all of them are like, put him in a crate. Say it like you mean it. So I'm like, go away. And then apparently I seem like a dog abuser, but I'm like trying to mean for him to go away.
Mommy said go away.
PETA, don't come after me. I'm just following the dog instructor's instructions.
Right. The dog instructor instructions.
I think the problem is someone just taught you treat him mean and keep him keen. But
no, you're good. You're not like my dad. My dad was like, why does the dog attack me? And I'm just like, you hit him with a newspaper, right? Yeah. Okay. There you go.
I can't. He ate my $1,500 handbag. I told you guys, and I couldn't even spank the stupid dog. I was so close to, but then I was like,
he's lucky to be alive.
I was like dog abuse, so I'm not gonna do it, and I'm just gonna put him in the kennel and make him think about his actions. And that dude was just playing with the toys, like, I don't know why I'm here. Like, what am I in here for?
Mommy loves me. Mommy loves me.
Like, he didn't even know what he did.
Yeah. Oh, that's when ours was having the whole pee and poo everywhere thing. We were just like, a week or two before that, she was going in there, coming out, getting a treat. It was perfectly fine. Then out of nowhere, she's just like, and we're like, what the hell did you just do? And she just looked at you. It's like a big pile of crap. Just like, nah, dude, nah, So we had to keep putting her in the kennel. And it was a war. It lasted about almost a month, man. It was a war.
The worst part is I'm so scared about putting my TV on because if a dog is on TV, he literally jumps on top of the the stand where the
Aye.
TV is on. So just one good jump is going to break this very expensive flat screen TV. So I'm like, you know what? I don't need TV anymore. Why did I buy this TV anymore?
You don't have it
like
mounted. You should get it mounted to your wall.
That was the intention until we started putting holes into the wall to find out there's nothing surrounding the back of it. It's brick.
Ooh.
Oh, okay, that's odd.
I know exactly what I say. Now I have random holes everywhere for the time that we were trying to find somewhere to mount.
To put I know what you're talking about.
That sucks.
I had to get a stud finder just to find out where I could mount the TV because I didn't want Kiko to touch it because I saw one of my family members that they had kids that could walk and the TV was on a stand and they kept going like this to the TV and I was like, oh no, that's an accident waiting to happen. Hell no, it's going on the wall.
You know what we had when I was a kid? We had one of these projection big screen TVs, one of the ones from the 70s that looked like wood, and you'd open it up. There's a body behind that brick. Yeah, there's a body.
Probably is.
Stacy's like, cool.
But you would open it up, and then you'd open up this front panel, and it would have projectors that would project to a mirror that would project to the screen.
Oh, you're talking about the projector TV?
Yeah,
right?
front projector. That's what we had. And only once did my sister go inside there and have the TV fall and close up on her. She never did it again. But no, she's fine too. She's fine too. And not just she never did it again. She's fine too.
That's scary. Like, man. Yeah, my mom had one of those. And yeah, that thing weighed, I can't even imagine. But yeah, if it fell on you and you survived, you were lucky.
Yeah, she did okay. Every once in a while, when someone flashes bright light, she twitches a bit, but she's fine.
Uh-oh, let's see. Nick, my wife bought a stud finder, and then we got married. Just saying. See, that's a good comedy. That's a good joke.
That's a good joke. That is a very good.
You better write that down, Nick, and there you go. You got the beginning of your comedy career right there.
Right there. That's a good
10 more like that, all right? 10 or 20 more, you got 5 minutes.
Just so, like, you guys, to the Clubhouse family, which is everybody, Judy Carter is on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Turn problems into punchlines. Except I saw today where she'll be on next Thursday, as opposed to Wednesday. So I just want to share that out because she actually went live on Instagram, and it was cool. Just because I actually tried a joke. And she liked it. Like I was thinking that she was going to bring us on, so I didn't put mine up because she was actually giving away a copy of her book. So what I was hoping was, I'm always trying to give one to the friends, to whoever doesn't have one, and all that. So anyway, so just as we get ready to welcome our guest, bringing that's why I bring up Judy Carter because her book, and I believe, is the comedy that he wrote, a comedy he wrote to all. And I think as we bring out one of what I would consider in these modern times, definitely an elder statesman of comedy, and not, whether you talk about urban comedy or whether you talk about just comedy in general, I feel like he is definitely, amongst an incredible group of comics, male or female. And I also think there's something wonderful about the fact that even though, and also he is very much, I would say, I say this to everyone as we get ready to bring the good brother in. And oh my gosh, I feel emotional. I'm not trying to be emotional. This is supposed to be a flat moment. But I, as someone who is coming to comedy as a woman and coming at a certain point in my life period, this is someone whom I look up to but has been so welcoming. And we live in these modern times where you have Clubhouse and you have all these avenues across the internet. And we have someone that we respect that's a veteran, 25, probably more. We say 25 years on the books, but you know, he's probably been there. He was probably the class clown. So we'd like to welcome to the StreamYard stage, to the house of therapy of the absurd. Why is that so hard to say? Therapy of the absurd.
Therapy of the
It's like the word.
absurd.
My friend Joanna Gosling does a joke, rural, like how hard that word is to say rural and how crazy. But anyway, therapy, rural. Like you sound weird saying rural. So we'd like to welcome the inimitable, the incomparable, the incredible Rodney Perry. Woo! Comedy Bible in the building.
Yes.
Awesome. Welcome.
That's an old. I've had this book for many years, man. I remember. I think most of the information is probably outdated now. Oh, that's a new version.
Yeah, that's the New Testament.
That's the new. Then, I love that. The New Testament. There it is.
I need that because Moses wrote mine.
Yeah.
Welcome to the broadcast, good brother Rodney.
What a great intro, man. Thank you so much. Very kind, very kind. Hello, everyone.
Hello. How you doing?
All good, man.
All right, so we are excited to talk to you. We are excited to have you in the building. So
is it me I'm hearing like some? I think I sound fine, but
oh, do I? Okay, you guys tell me. Do I sound okay?
Oh, it's my voice. It sucks.
No, it's not your voice.
Is it me?
Okay. Is it me? I'm gonna try to keep still. I don't know about anybody else, but the area near my computer has become the snack station, the vanity, like just everything is right here. Like all the makeup, all the vitamins, all the pills, all the cups of water, everything.
I'll mute myself to make sure it's not me.
Okay. Now I probably am the only one that didn't know, Brother Rodney, that you were in Coming to America too until I watched it. And then I was like, "Whoa, there's the first!" Like, and that's because that's how I get down.
It's more fun when people discover it on their own,
right? And it was like you and Lunell. Like, so I gotta ask you. So, was that your first time getting to work with like Eddie Murphy? Not like getting to work with Eddie Murphy and Arsenio, or either or both?
Both. Definitely my first time. I have had opportunity to go to Eddie Murphy's house for like parties and stuff before, and got invited, you know, but it's not the same as working with a guy. It's like it's with any comic. It's like, oh wow, it's like when you're on set, it's like, hey, this guy's in this the real stuff. Okay, good stuff. So yeah, it was cool. It was like life changing for me.
Wow, life changing. Tell us, give us one example of life changing.
Well, the reason I said it because the reason I do comedy is Eddie Murphy. So when I was a kid and I saw Eddie Murphy on Saturday Night Live, he was doing the character Velvet Jones, the pimp, and I saw this guy doing that, and he said, "Yeah, Anna, the bitch is Eddie," and I said to myself, "Oh my God, that's who I am." You know, like, I had a working knowledge of comedy, but I didn't understand. I didn't have a reference point to that moment, and so to walk into a set and have that guy be the guy, it was crazy.
Wow, that's awesome. So you like answer my questions fast. Like, so when you got did you have to audition for that, or did they just call? Okay,
I did audition. I'm not hooked up, so I auditioned, and you audition and you leave it in the room or whatever. And I got a call maybe a week later, and they was like, "You booked it, man." And me and my wife stood across the island in the kitchen and had a little teary moment.
You come here with that hat and say you're not hooked up. Are you serious? No.
That's a nice hat.
All right, doing your thug fizzle.
I can't pull that off. If I wore that, they'd think, I was about to say my lady, but it looks good on you. Like
I got a Malay hat on. Let me pull out my lady joint.
Oh, that's awesome.
Very nice. You got the D nice love in the building. I'm sure that lots of comics think about this, but like Rodney, when did you kind of know that doing comedy was all you had to do? Like, because I know that you've been in the military, but when were you able to? Do you remember the day that you could say, "I don't have to look back; that I get to do this, and this is all I get to do"? I have to,
That's a good question. I don't think I've ever been asked that. The day that I probably made before I got to that day. Like I decided to do it, and by the time I realized, the decision is less decision of I I'm only going to do this, and more of a decision of I can't do anything else. Like I'm probably not good at anything else. I'm probably not going to work a regular job ever again. So I'm too far off the road to go back. Like at some point you're so far and you look back and there's more behind you than in front of you. That's when you go, okay, let me just make the best of it.
Yeah, I got worried about that. That's why I quit robbing banks.
Oh, there you go. Good for you.
Yeah.
How many banks did you get under your belt?
I can only mention 3 of them because of the statute of limitations.
Good for you. Well done.
Yeah.
A finisher is what I call it. I'm sorry, since I cut you off. What you got something?
Yes, Stacey.
I was just gonna ask. So you're from Chicago, right? But are you still in Chicago? Are you in LA? Where are you located?
I live in Atlanta. Been here 11 years. Spent 12 years in LA, and wow, that by itself is 23 years, of comedy, and so yeah. But Atlanta is where I reside. Not to answer your question.
When you so was your military? You were in the military, right, Rodney?
I was in the military in the 90s, 90 to 98.
Ooh. So so comedy had already been decided. How did that feel though? Like, because we look at the military as so structured, and you're clearly a creative.
Well, I'll give you some context. So I'm 50 years old.
Wait, say that again. It cut out. It cut out. Say that one more time.
I said I'm 50 years old.
Okay.
So I spent I think every 10 years you get to live another life, right? And so the 90s was my military life from 90 to 98. And then from 98 to 2010-ish was my LA run. And my 2010 to now has been my Atlanta run. So I don't foresee me moving, but I think that's kind of how my life has been going. So I guess to answer your question, you find your geography doesn't make a difference, when you're deciding to be this, and you kind of do it wherever you can do it. And my advice to comedians is find what you love to do and do it and never stop.
You're actually absolutely right. So a lot of our fans know I run a car dealership as my day job, but a lot of our thanks, a lot of our celebrity clientele, they reside in Atlanta, a lot of them actually, and they have PO boxes in Los Angeles in order to ensure that they have bookings for both and they qualify and they don't run into any issues. It's actually something very interesting. I don't want to release the names because I don't want to get in trouble and lose that business, but but yeah, no, it's very. I give it up to everybody who lives in Atlanta because it's way cheaper than living out here in LA.
I mean that's kind of changing a little bit. I mean, I bought my house for $348,000 10 years ago. That same house is worth $500,000 now, but there are $1 million properties out here. And there's a lot of stuff. Stuff is changing. Hollywood, they're starting to hire people from Atlanta. So I booked Coming to America not from my LA agent, from my Atlanta agent.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
My LA, because Lunell and I have the same rep. So she booked the movie through our LA agent. I booked the movie through my Atlanta agent. And I was like, okay, y'all should have been working harder.
Right?
I would like to come visit Atlanta once. I have visited Atlanta the way that most people visit Atlanta, booking a Delta flight.
Right.
Now we haven't been blessed yet with getting to meet Lunell yet, but she seems like she's the mama of the group. Is she like that in person?
I mean, she ain't my mama, but no, Lunell is great, man, and we go back, because Lunell. So I'm a Chicagoan. I grew up in Chicago, but I'm not a Chicago comedian. I started doing comedy. So my comedy career dates back to my first Navy tour, which was New Orleans. Back when myself, Dr. Ken Jun from the Hangover series, he was around. He was a doctor. Well, he was a resident in medical school at the time, and
Wow.
so myself, Harry Ratchford, who is Kevin Hart's right hand man, we were all in a Navy together, and so I start there, and then we make the transition into the Bay Area, right? So I took orders to the Bay Area in the military still. So 94 to 98, I'm in the Bay Area. Myself, Lunell, Cat Williams, we're all in that incubator together. And it was a great place to grow up without the consequences of LA. You can bomb in LA and it can cost you 2 or 3 years.
Right.
Really?
Of stage time and experience, absolutely.
Okay.
If you bomb in the wrong situation publicly, people be like,
Note to self: only Northern California shows from now on. Call Princess Owens immediately.
Bakersfield is okay.
Yes.
So that's what I heard about the Comedy Store. Yeah, you wanna make sure when you're going to do that, you're on point.
Yeah.
Comedy Store, Laugh Factory. You definitely want to kill. You never know who's going to be in the audience.
Yeah.
It could change your life. I've seen it.
Wow.
Brandon T. Jackson, he came to LA the first day and got saw by like Nickelodeon, and it was gone after that.
Wow.
So it could happen. It could definitely happen.
Wow.
I feel like I haven't seen you guys since we had the memorial.
Yes.
Right. And it's so funny because that was a good night. That was a good night.
If comedy doesn't work out, we just keep the podcast going.
Right. Right. But I think I have this question. I know your mother's an ancestor now, but like, how did she ever feel about your decision to do comedy? Was that something that, she was like, my baby, I mean, you're going to have a hard way to go, or I'm with you, or whatever, what were her thoughts?
My mother was interested. She had a couple of thoughts. She said, first of all, watching me perform was like watching somebody that wasn't her son. She felt like that it was the thing I was doing was different than she had birthed. It was another thing, and so and then she had a couple of jokes that she really liked, and she would always challenge me like, "Oh, you funny, but do you know who this is?" Or she would ask me about comics. Like I learned about George Kirby because of my mother, because she challenged me like how you call yourself a comic and you don't know your history. And so she would like hit me with comedians that I never heard of, and I would have to look them up and learn about them. Do you guys know who George Kirby is?
No, I don't.
So George Kirby was a comedian in the 70s. He lived he performed mostly in Vegas. He was like a Vegas act. He did dead on impersonations. He was working alongside people like Rich Little and those guys from that era that were doing impressions. And he had a great career, but he got caught up because he started trafficking drugs. And at that time, comedians traveled freely about the country, so he was a drug mule, and he got caught and he ended up losing like some of his better years in jail. And
you got Gene Krupa.
out. Yeah, it's a really interesting story. Like it's a story that I'm working playing this guy, maybe in a feature film.
Oh
wow. And that's wow. Definitely, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be good stuff.
But it's so many of us that people do comedy maybe for a short time or whatever, that people don't know their story. Like, hopefully, we all make a big enough splash where our story matters. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yes.
And you got to write your story. You got to maybe Maybe tell your story. Write a book.
Right. Because one of the things I didn't know, and I'm embarrassed I didn't know this, but I'm glad to know now. You have a few comedy albums.
I do.
And I think like when people think of comedy albums, and I know Dave Chappelle got a Grammy, I guess 2 or 3 years ago for a comedy album, but I think people still look at the comedy album as, some people look at it as this thing of the Richard Pryor days. But between Apple Music and all the streaming services, having content out there is key. Like, when did you? Clearly, I'm sure you're still making them. Like, when did the first one happen, and kind of what tipped you over into let's do this, let's go into this avenue of our comedy career?
Well, first of all, comedy albums usually they just rip the audio from some video project you did at some point, right?
Right.
But what I learned from the shows I did back in the 90s and the 90s and into the 2000s, I did a few shows, and nobody was thinking about stealing our digital royalties. So most of us that did television through those eras, you really signed away everything. You signed away most of your rights in perpetuity, and perpetuity is a good legal word for forever, right? But the one thing they didn't take was digital rights and digital royalties. They didn't take it because nobody knew it was coming.
Right.
So fast forward down the road. Now, the shows we did are being played digitally. Guess what? Sound Exchange says you got to pay me 45% of it because I'm me. I'm being heard on there. And so now I'm starting to get checks. My first check from Sound Exchange was like $18,000.
Oh man,
they have been accumulating and counting these beans for years. And I thought it was a scam. I'm like, you know what? This is not real. Right? And
do you need someone to do intros? Like old time intros like this? Would you like those for the beginning of your shows? You can have me come by. I'll take $18,000. Hell yeah.
So that's when I became aware of that. And so now I'm just in the business of always expanding my digital footprint. So say for instance, I have a album I did for Bounce TV. It's a clean project. There's no profanity on it, and that lives. Rodney Perry 44 and still ticking. And
right.
I did on my 41st birthday in LA, but it didn't cost me anything, and I still maintain the digital rights. I have to share some of the producer side with the people that produced it because they spend money. And like I said, the last project I dropped was Rodney Perry Survivor, which I mimicked the Richard Pryor cover on that one. But again, I just released a prank call CD. I call it Prank Answers because again, my digital footprint, I'm expanding. And the thing about the Prank Answers, I went into people's businesses instead of doing prank calls. I'm answering the phones of a business. And like say for instance, if you would allow me, I would come to the dealership and prank your people.
Please do. You don't know what kind of people I get.
And we pranked them and we recorded it, and it's a great product. Man, I'm happy about it.
That's awesome. I'm seeing comics, kind of the comics that are bubbling up and coming up. The next up are beginning to do comedy albums. And you're a dear friend and someone whom I'm a big fan of. I heard him talking, Ali Sadiq, about comedy albums, because when I first learned about him, period, and I was kind of late to the party, somehow something said, well, go and look on Apple Music and see if there's anything, and then you find that he
got 10 albums. He got a bunch of them.
Right.
I think I may have 5. He probably doubles that.
Right. Now the other thing, this is something I want to talk about creatively that also amazed me. And somebody was actually talking about this on Clubhouse, and I think it's inevitable that we always talk about that Clubhouse comes up in any conversation. Like, and you and I actually had this conversation that you're working on your first good hour for like 10 years. So I say that to say that Ali has a bit on Comedy Central, Mexican Guy Boots. That's like a big bit. And what I found interesting though was as I dug down the rabbit hole of albums, I found a 2010 album, and there is a version of Mexican Got Boots, but it hadn't become Mexican Got Boots. It was kind of like him just telling the story, and now it's become this thing. Like, tell us a little bit about that, because I think the fear of any of us, or the concern is, I feel like you never know, like, how do you say, jokes feel like you're ever building or building the great joke, that no matter how funny it is the first time, it doesn't mean that it cannot be improved upon, and all that. Tell us a little bit about that comedic process, if you don't mind.
Well, there's a couple of schools of thought. First of all, I think a joke is never better than the very first time you say it. It's just like when you discover it with the audience, but actual nuts and bolts of the joke gets better. Like you say, it's a process. I got jokes that I've been saying for a long time, and Kevin Hart and I have debated this because he scrapped the set, I think, too fast. I think a joke is maturing, and so if you're only doing a joke to do a special every year, then it hasn't had an opportunity to mature and to live. And that's just my opinion. Some people disagree. You don't want to leave money on the table. You want to do the joke and get out of there. But I think when you create this assembly line of jokes, you run the risk of having a situation where you are doing jokes that people don't completely connect to.
I do remember that one of the only people that have the confidence to say, like George Carlin in an interview once said, I just throw it away every year and do something new every year. Right. But he would still, a couple of the specials, if you have watched all his specials, there's a couple openers he used a couple different times because they work so well, just jump out, do the opener, then he goes into his new stuff. But there's a lot of comics who do not have that kind of confidence to, like, I'm going to throw it away every year and then come back. And I don't think he really even started doing that until he was later on.
It's not easy practice, man. I mean, you think about it, like we said, you spend your first decade creating your first set. If you're lucky, you get 2 out of it. If you're super lucky, you get 3. So beyond that, that's when guys need help. Girls need help. Start trying to figure out mentally, like, where do I get the funny from? Personally, I'm not a great comedy writer. I'm a reporter. I watch my life and I report it. I see, my wife, my kids, my whatever I'm going through, my financial situation, and I report that thing back to the audience. And so I don't fashion myself as a writer, the quintessential writer anyway.
I have to give you so many props, Rodney, because you have gone on the Laugh Factory workshop and you have helped these aspiring stand-up comedians, given them your time, your wisdom, your notes, and people can't get that anywhere. Going to a regular open mic is nearly impossible. So I have to say thank you from everyone for all these aspiring comedians. You are going to Clubhouse and giving them your wisdom. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. You guys are not aspiring. You guys are comedians. And so Anthony Brown, a great comedian, once told me, comedians only want time. Just give me some minutes, give me the game, and every comedian wants that, no matter what level you're on. So if you can give a person time, if you can listen to their set and give your 2 cents, I mean, I understand how to communicate to people, and so I'm always like, you will very seldomly hear me just punch a joke without looking at it from a linear perspective of what are you trying to say, what is your motivation, how are you taking it. So if you ever listen to my notes in those rooms, my notes are usually like, why did you say that? Do you have kids? How you talking about kids and you don't have kids? Like, why would you do this joke and not do the joke about what really happened? Like, why not tell that story? And so, and then I remember one young lady, she's like, I don't know, Rodney. I have no idea. Like, she was so honest. I'm like, well, now we can help. Because, and that's why it helps to have an OG in the room sometimes, because it's perspective. Somebody, one of your peers might just go, that's funny. Do it this way. Oh yeah, try this. And that's great. You got this joke with all these great punches, but why are you doing it? So that's my job to ask that question.
Wow. Speaking of that, you have, and I just learned this recently. You're teaching. You have classes in an improv studio, and you're doing your thing. Can you tell us a little bit about it? And if there's anybody, because are you guys doing Zoom, or do we have to be in Atlanta? Or talk to us a little bit about it.
I do an improv workshop. I've done it for quite some time now. We were doing it live and in person, but because of the pandemic, we were forced indoors, and it's really been the most rewarding thing for me because it allows me to be here in my home, but at the same time still touch people. And so I decided to do an improv workshop maybe 11 years ago now, and we've been kicking butt ever since then. And I've had some really great comedians come through, some actors, some regular people. I had a 911 operator, and we're also expanding and doing that for businesses. That's team building exercises and things like that. So, I mean, like your business would definitely be benefit from improv because you guys are always on your feet, always feeling like selling cards. You have some really fun with some team building exercises from Rodney Perry. But to answer your question, they're all Zoom now for me.
Okay. And then where do we go? RodneyPerry.com to learn more about your classes, or is there
RodneyPerry.com or just hit me on the IG, my Instagram or Facebook, the website, any way you want to hit me. I'll make sure you get the information.
You're going to be getting a message from me soon because I did not know. Thanks.
I'm going to give you lottery numbers I think will win. No guarantees.
I'm definitely interested.
Definitely. Well, I just another comedy sister friend is in the balance getting ready. I think she's trying to take improv from you, and that is one of the biggest of all things that sometimes I feel the worst at. It has been the most helpful.
If you're on here and you're thinking about it, hit my DM on my IG with your number and your email.
Okay. Everybody got that? Anybody in here? And I obviously the panel.
Our comments are blowing up. They're like, we've always wanted to try comedy. So Rodney, you might get a couple of messages, including me.
Oh no, I'm
I'm not teaching stand up, but I am a stand up. I teach improv, but what I explain to people is the name of the class is Never Deny Next Level. So the idea is that if you're good at improv, you're kind of good at everything else because improv kind of helps you trust your choices. So if you trust you're just a better comedian. Like your best jokes are the jokes you believe in.
I strongly agree.
I'm pretty sure you're pretty good at improv, Stacey. You sell cars?
Yeah. Okay, here's the craziest thing, and this is why I absolutely I went to, okay, I'm not even going to name names because I'm going to talk crap. Okay, I went to a top improv school here in LA, taught by only white people. Literally, I'm not going to know, but I'm not going to say what it was.
He's like, I'll get the name.
It was maybe 2 minorities in a class of like 20. The teacher was also white. And I'm like, I feel out of place. I also feel like this might come in handy for like white comedy clubs, but I don't think it's going to work.
Wait, are you telling me it was all Whose Line Is It Anyway shit or what?
No, I mean, I know what you're saying, Stacey, because I've been in those rooms, and you just want more people who like what occurs to people, and this is what I think. I think there's the funny, and I think funny is universal. But I also know that a different lived experience, Stacey as a Latina, obviously me as an African American, Stefan half Asian, Dan.
I'm not even white. I don't know what the fuck I am. I came from a cave.
Dan. I think a lot of times in so many of these classes, which generally are well intended. I can't speak to anybody's intention, but what naturally occurs based on a lived experience can vary based on your lived experience. And it is, Stacey, to your point, it can feel a little frustrating and a little boxed in because someone is trying to push you or is indicating that your choice wouldn't be the obvious choice, but it's the obvious choice for me.
You're right. So here's the issue that I ran into while doing stand-up in various comedy clubs throughout LA. My jokes or my sudden improv, like audience crowd stuff, doesn't work in certain rooms because I don't know how to address them. Things that I learned in an all Caucasian improv class don't work in other rooms. And I hate to say it that way, but it's the reality. And I'm actually really glad that I've been doing the Laugh Factory workshop. I've been listening to a lot of perspectives, but
you know why that's a reality? Because you're still maturing, right?
Yeah.
So I remember early on in my career, I had a showcase at the Comedy Union in LA, and it was all white audience on a Thursday night, and I just remember being out of touch, and not being able to communicate with these people, let alone make them laugh. And about 2 minutes in myself, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go because I can't make y'all laugh. I'm just not good enough. And so people, regardless of ethnicity, buy authenticity. So the better you become at being you, the better it won't matter who's there. You feel me? So like you'll be a better version of yourself, and then like when you don't give a fuck, like the ideas you're putting out, like I had a good friend of mine. He was on stage and it was some white people, and he was like, he had kind of whitened up his act, and I was like, what the fuck? What are you doing? And so he was like, hey guys, how are you today? I'm like, dude, stop. People want to buy you.
You don't sound that way at all. I don't understand it.
All American white folks are the most black folks, and so you have to be as confident, in your Latina. You have to know her, and you have to give her fearlessly and put that out, and it won't matter who's out there.
Now, and definitely no argument. I found this thing there's this thing I do 1-800 call an ancestor, and I come out the gate talking about I'm calling Susan B. Anthony, but my biggest joke last year was calling Harriet Tubman to whoop up on Snoop Dogg for his comments toward Gayle. But I think what I was blown away by, and I think there's a certain, I'm 50 and some change. So there is already kind of this is who I am. Like, I'm pretty confident in this. But I think what always continued to blow me away, to your point, is that I didn't have to whiten anything up. I didn't have to dumb anything down. People, because I really felt what I was saying. Like, I was for real with my calling, Harriet Tubman. Can you gather? And every time it connected. And one of my good girlfriends, she's Jewish, and her parents are, mother's Jewish, her father is like she always says, a hillbilly from wherever. Like, they wrote a review of my show, and she wrote it all out for me. Like, she was like, I wrote on 2 sides of an envelope, my parents loved you, and this is why, because you were this, you were that, you were that. And it all really amounted to exactly what you just said. She was the most authentic. She didn't talk down. She didn't try to talk up. She wasn't but it cut through. And these are people that were, again, like, her parents are not as old as my parents, but they're a different generation, so now, and all that kind of stuff. So that is the triple truth. That is a testament as a new comic. It's the truth. When you are who you are, it will connect.
And that's the only comedy I know too. I only know how to talk about my pain.
And it's interesting because I've mentioned Norm Macdonald a lot on here because I watch a certain YouTube channel that does a lot of his clips over and over again, but other people's interviews about him, and they say that what you just said, Rodney, is they said one of the things that makes Norm great is he doesn't give a fuck. He goes on stage and he does what he thinks is funny for right now, and whether the audience gets it or not is not his concern. He just does what he thinks is funny, and it tends to work. And he has bombed, but he goes in with that mentality. I'm going to do what I think is funny right now. So I think it's very important advice.
I think I've been doing comedy for about 4 to 5 years now. And I think a common misconception I've seen with a lot of new comics is they think their shit is the fucking greatest thing ever. Like, their shit don't stink. And then you You're like, okay, great. You mastered your first 5 minutes. What are you going to do after that? And
Disneyland.
I am so glad I've been humbled down to realize you need to keep growing because shit keeps changing and your shit is definitely gonna go. It's either gonna go here, it's gonna go there, it's gonna go here, and it's gonna go here sometimes. But I've personally taken as take all constructive criticism. Don't take it personally. If they're sharing this opinion, it's very likely multiple people are also sharing that same opinion. Just take notes. And I am so glad. And I've actually been so fortunate to get notes from you and from Tiffany Hottish, who was so great to grace us on Saturday night. And she was crying when she was in the Laugh Factory workshop. I was like, oh my God.
That was a great moment.
And Earthquake was in a room too. I was like, oh my gosh. It was legends. I was so happy.
Wow.
I had a quick question. What's the comedy wise? What did you notice difference wise between the comedy scene in Atlanta and the comedy scene in Los Angeles? I'm just really curious.
Atlanta is a blue collar comedy town. You know, people go to LA to make it. You know, people come to Atlanta to be funny, and so you end up with guys that are in comedy because they love it and they're working hard. They may never be stars, and they're not even thinking about TV, but they could end up touring around the country for the rest of their life. And then the flip side of it is the just finding your way. You know what I mean? Like, you know, every artist kind of has to find his way, and so you can do that with a bunch of people around you to help you, or you can do it isolated, you know, as an individual. So I think it can go either way.
Rodney, you have been here and so generous with your time. I don't want your chariot to turn into a pumpkin because we know it's about midnight where you at. How you doing?
Yeah, it's late. I do got to dip out. I got to fly in the morning.
Yes, sir. So we just want to thank you. We have to have you back whenever the next thing, because I still have more questions. I won't even pretend. I wanted to talk to you about your recovery from your stroke. I wanted to talk to you about your recovery from COVID. There's a million things I want to talk to you about. So we are so happy that you had time to be with us. And where are you traveling to? Does everybody do we need to?
I'll be in LA tomorrow. I'll be in LA tomorrow at Kevin on Stage show.
And where?
Kevin on Stage. I'll be at his show, Kevin on Stage.
Yes.
And then everything is social distance, so y'all can go on one of these something like this and watch.
You're gonna put it on your Instagram, right? So we can go ahead and check you out.
Yes.
Okay. Wow, we love Kev on Stage. Him and Tabitha Brown are both up for like an NAACP. They did a little mock debate or something. I was trolling late last night. A mock debate between the two of them. I was, anyway. But so just continued success. We do look forward to the opportunity to have you back, and we will all. Everybody, remember, you guys, the webs, everything is here. You guys were posting it. At Rodney Perry Live on Instagram for information about his classes. He said it. DM him with your number. DM him so that you can find out more about the classes. And that's it. We just thank you, Rodney. Thank you so much for being
here. Thank you. And I can't wait to chat again.
All right.
I'm taking that improv class. I'm taking the improv class.
Then they hit me up when I do.
Yes. Thank you. Yay.
All right. So now, continuing with our Women's Month. What is it really called? I'm horrible at social stuff.
International Women's Month.
You got it. International Women's Month. It's international. That's good to know. They even do it in Russia, huh? It's okay. Only one potato today. We're gonna go with our funny moments from Mom. Can we remember some funny moments from Mom?
The show or
no, your mom.
And I know you have
other
some,
than
Stacey.
chocolate time, Stacy.
I have a crap load in my mom. Okay. Do you want to know the one from this weekend or from like 10 years ago?
Anyone, go for it. Right.
Yes.
Okay. So I have an adorable, beautiful friend. She came here from. She doesn't have her green card yet, and I am very, very, very kind when I drink a lot of vodka. For as Dana saw, Dana and I spent our Monday together.
Nice, dope.
And so my mom and I had a very difficult relationship growing up. So she's trying to be the best mom that she can as I'm an adult now, and sometimes like take advantage of it. And my mom works actually as a volunteer for an immigration nonprofit called Hermandad Mexicana, which basically helps a lot of undocumented people get their green cards or become citizens. And I'm like with the girls, and I'm like, Mommy, can you please help my friend get her green card?
Yes.
My mom literally, because she was asleep, when I text her, she calls me first thing in the morning, and she's like, yes, who's your friend? What do I have to do to get her green card? So yeah, that's one of many, aside from the many exorcisms she tries to perform on a daily basis on me.
She sounds like my grandma.
Exorcisms?
Sounds like my grandma. Holy
She's
moly.
very, very Christian, and I am very, very atheist. So every moment she gets, she just puts her hand against me, and she's like, ah, may the
Bless
power of
you.
Christ compel you. And every now and then, I like to fuck around with her and be like,
Well, you're probably scaring the bejesus out of her.
You pull like a Hannibal Buress. You say, "Make the power of Christ make me a sandwich" or something
I'm
right
like,
now.
I'm like, feed me.
Could he make me a sandwich, please?
Yeah, well, she did actually do the same thing. So my brother lives out of state, and she went to go visit him in North Carolina. But I didn't know, and my brother didn't know. She brought packets of holy water or holy oil with her to bless his new house.
Wow.
Unfortunately,
that's hardcore stuff, man.
I love getting rubbed with holy oil.
Mom is very, 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 very religious.
That's like my grandma. Yeah.
She stained my brother's walls with the holy oil. So
oh, sure, that's what it was under the UV light. Nothing else.
Lord. That's crazy.
So yeah, that's my mom. Anyway, how's your mom's compared to mine?
Yeah, let's compare moms.
Wow.
Well, my mother used to just like, my mom's this sweet little lady. I can't wait until she's fully gray with a perm because I want to see the cartoon character from Mama in real life. I'm lying. I've already seen that. I had a friend growing up in Walnut whose grandmother was like 3'9" and had a white perm, and I went, "Oh, your Mama from the comics. Let me hug you." Anyway, but my mom like has these moments where she says something that makes you laugh for like 5 minutes straight, and they're every once in a while. But like, we're one time in the car, and she goes, I never understood why those guys on the motorcycle drive so fast in between cars. Like, all I have to do in this van is go, beep, oh, no more little motorcycle man. And I'm just like, yes, a little dark humor going on.
Oh my.
Okay, so now I'm gonna out my mom on a not so PC joke, but you gotta understand, we were talking about Monty Python earlier. Okay, Monty Python had a skit in the 70s called The Military Fairies. If you go look it up, it's funny, but they're like, doing military cadences, but like this, it's very well. One time, so we remember this as kids. Yeah, I know, forgive it, but it's Monty Python. Come on, no, but one time we're playing Ninja Gaiden. Now, Stefan, you know about Ninja Gaiden from
it's one of those games that most people never beat ever.
Never beat. So my brother's playing. He's like on level 7. He didn't beat it, by the way. But we've been sitting there for 3 hours. My mom has been watching, and she sees these pink ninjas coming up and spinning around. And she goes, "Oh, the pure whiting fairy's about to kill you!" And we just start. Oh my goodness! You have to enjoy Monty Python to get that joke. Yeah, I know. It's not as great today, but we loved it as kids.
Why are you blaming the movie? Maybe your delivery just sucked, Dan.
Hey, maybe your reception sucked. How about that?
It's constructive criticism, all right?
Yeah, open and available.
But my mom would do tons of things like that, like just little things come out of nowhere. So another thing. Oh man, I wonder if she'd be watching. But she used to like do work around the house, and she used to like sing the theme of Dawson's Creek, but change the words. Like, I can't wait for my life to be over. I won't have to do this fucking housework anymore. I was just, jeez. Anyway, I guess it's dark, but that's what I grew up with.
I think you should also sign up for singing classes aside from improv classes.
I have had singing classes. I'm just not trying. Listen to Ranting, Screw Mankind, if you will. It's on YouTube for free. Anyway.
You need to ask for a refund.
Ha ha ha. I can't sing the theme from Dawson Creek. I'm not a pop star.
Did you want to go next, Dana?
I don't really have me.
Yeah.
Funny moments with mom?
Funny moments with mom. I'm trying to think.
Be silly, funny, not funny, anything.
Oh, excuse me. My second mom, and I've had like two, but the current second mom, I just say second mom instead of stepmom. Yeah, and the current second mom. Yeah, instead of stepmom. When I was actually, like, there's a bit that I do about gummies, and honestly, she actually like helped me with the comedy on it, because I was when I first started doing the joke, you guys know, some of I know, I think Stefan has heard it. Yeah, and Dan, you've heard it too, because we did it on the show with Rodney. But when I go into the whole like gummy alcohol, but I specifically say Scotch, Jack Daniels, like that was her, because initially I just said gummy alcohol, and then I went to the gummy prescriptions, and she's like, you got to say what kind of alcohol. And I think I had tried it like maybe on a mic with just alcohol, but then the next time I mic'd it or tried it or worked it or whatever, and I did exactly what she said, it exploded the joke. Like, it exploded the joke, and I was like, oh my God. And so so that's, I mean, I don't know, I'm just trying to think. My stepmom is really cool. She's fantastic. She's very I hate that word, but she's very much encouraging. But I loved the fact, and it surprised me that she like kind of had that comedy moment, that she hooked me up that way.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I'm jealous. I don't think I've ever actually spoken at least one word to my stepmom. I don't think I've ever had a conversation with her. And she's been married to my dad, I think, for like 10 or 12 years. I don't know.
You're like, I got nothing to say to you.
You're like, hello, other lady. Oh, no.
Other lady. Hello, second mom.
I don't even know her name. No,
You guys,
I don't think I know her name.
I bought a 12-step ladder, and it came with a step ladder, and it won't listen to me at all.
Ooh.
You should really take the jokes class.
Wait. A step ladder? What?
Yeah, that's called a meta humor joke. It's not it's an anti-joke. It's like, I got a step ladder, it won't listen to me at all.
At this point, I'm calling them dad jokes. That's like my newest thing.
That's weird, because
that's
meta humor
nice.
is relatively new, though. Meta humor is pretty relatively new. It was like big in like Tokyo Gore Police and stuff, and when that was coming out, it was pretty new.
Okay, I will.
But yeah, relatively new.
I don't know. My dad never remarried, so I didn't have to suffer through that. Because he was scarred for life. My mom made sure about that.
Your grandpa tell him there's no such thing as the G-spot?
Oh, that's the Japanese grandpa. Oh boy. Oh boy.
I don't even know if I want to ask.
No, he's like, whenever you have any advice, relationship or sexual, come to me for advice, right? This is a dude from the 40s, okay? And it's like, no, he doesn't have the best advice. Not at all. Especially when he tells you, honey, the G-spot is not real. It's a myth. It's like, no.
Wait. Did you have a grandfather that called you honey?
Huh? Yeah, he said that off and on. Yeah, I cut that out. Bobby's like, you shouldn't say that. You shouldn't say that.
That's very interesting. Your grandfather called you honey.
Every now and then, yeah. He'd call the grandkids honey. I don't know why.
His grandfather did tell him, come for me for advice. So
that's
of
right.
course.
Yes. You
But
got
like
it, But
there's so much wrong on so many levels. Come to me for advice. Like
he said, "Come for me, not come to me." That's what I'm trying to tell you.
For me
yes,
to
yes.
advice. When you have to start hiding it with a book in class, come to me and I'll let you know what to do with it, buddy.
But my mom, funny moments with my mom. My mom
really grossed out
my
now.
mom had a very interesting aroma about her. She loved to cook, so she always smelled like garlic and onions. Ooh, sexy. And
that's a love language for somebody.
Oh yeah. No. I mean, the cooking was good. She didn't smell good, but the cooking was good. And that was a moment in my life when at a certain point I went and lived with my dad. Unfortunately, she married this dude I just could not be around. And then
he was registered.
Yeah, actually, eventually he was actually. Oh, that's actually
I thought this was funny moments from mom.
What's happening here?
I'm working on it.
He likes dark humor. You give him his moment.
So how do you feel about that, Stefan? Where does it hurt?
Where does it? Right here.
Directly on the nipple.
Oh yeah, that one right
I have to put paste on it.
Well, one of the things she did that I thought was very funny. Every now and then the night light in the bathroom would go off, and then the whole hall would turn dark, right? And one of the movies, besides Police Academy 1 through 3, that I used to watch with my mom was The Exorcist. She loved that movie. That one and like The Entity and Sentinel, all these, scary movies. My dad was a sissy, which is crazy. He couldn't watch Lost Boys if any of y'all seen that one. He thought that was scary. That's not scary. Anyway, long story short, I'm walking to go to the bathroom. I'm half asleep, right? And she's doing the voice from The Exorcist, and I'm half asleep, right? So one of the things is when the mom is calling out to Father Marin, Demi, why you do this to me, Demi? She's doing this shit while I'm fucking half asleep walking to the bathroom. And if you've ever seen The Exorcist, you know exactly what I'm fucking talking about. That shit used to creep me out because the lights just be pitch black. And all I could see when I look over in her room is just her head slightly floating over the blankets. Fucking creepy.
Is that the possessed? Like, is that when she channels the mom when she's possessed?
That's when you first run into Father Marin before they bring in Reagan into the movie. And then he's dreaming about his dead mom. And the dead mom keeps calling to him.
See, I don't remember that when I think of The Exorcism. There's only 3 things I remember about The Exorcism. Fuck me.
Yeah.
And then the pee threw up, and then
her head.
And then the guy falling into the window.
Oh yeah.
That's all I remember.
I wish he was still alive because I want to see The Exorcist with Reagan as Reagan. Well, I think I'm possessed. Blah, 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 blah.
Well, there is a second one where it shows her after the possession. So
you're talking about the second film, right?
Yeah, it was so bad.
The Heretic. Yeah, that one's horrible.
Part 3. Part 3 is great. A good movie. 3 is a good movie. It's totally separate from the other ones, and it was actually scary. It was a
continuation of the original as well.
Yeah, I really like how this topic went from funny moments from mom to The Exorcist multiple times already.
We were all something inside of our mothers at some point, controlling parts of their emotions, kind of like a possession.
And I gotta.
Are you possessed? No, I'm pregnant. Get me chocolate and hamburgers.
When they're in the middle of delivery, get this demon out of me.
Well, one of my mom's things, she's like, when I was pregnant with you, I ate a lot of banana splits. I love ice cream. Yeah, she really really love ice cream. But she another thing that she did, that I have to thank her for, and it's something that's going to definitely help my comedy stuff out as well. I was saying it earlier when Dana came on too. I got to thank my mom for letting me live in gangster paradise. I got to experience some real stuff.
Yeah, you got to live like I only got to play San Andreas on Grand Theft Auto. You got to be.
Oh no, I got rolled up on it. I got to live.
Me too.
I got to live in Choloville.
Yeah, we all have. We live in LA. Specify where.
Well, I lived in Walnut, and actually there was plenty of cholos.
Yeah, but you're
there,
hella white. You don't count down.
No, there's plenty of cholos in Walnut.
You're the
Like,
only
yay.
undiverse one here. You don't count.
Yeah, I'm undiverse. Excuse me. White people are made up of all the other white people. Do you know how many of us screwed over the other people during war to make them an amalgamation of white? Like, we are super diverse white.
No, I was just, I got to experience the ice cream truck. I got to experience, all the drive-bys every Friday. Those were, they were on time.
Oh, that's so nice. They were scheduled for you.
Yeah, they're very polite thugs. Yes, very polite, very respectable. And then every Saturday, like clockwork, and Sunday morning, no bullshit, every 10 a.m. or 11 a.m., it rotated. The cornman, alotas.
Did it come every day? Like, literally, I remember in my neighborhood where I grew up, like, they would come by every day, and there would be like 2. So it's whoever got our business first.
Oh yeah,
we just had ice cream trucks. I don't know what's going on.
No, here. There was like 2 trucks and 1 corn guy, and that was it. And she ran an apartment. She ran an apartment for this gentleman. Which was fascinating because I guess he didn't believe, he didn't know she had a disability. So I love my mom to death, but she had a disability, and she was running apartments. It was interesting. We had a lot of very interesting, colorful people living in the apartment, character-wise, who did all types of things.
I'm jealous. We just had ice cream trucks and Mormons. That's the only people that would like
no,
visit
we had
our
those
neighborhoods.
Too. We had those too. We had all.
Oh, okay.
But they didn't like our gate because you had to buzz to get in.
No, I grew up in the hood. Mormons, Jehovah Witness knew not to come to our neighborhood because they knew they weren't going to make it out alive.
Oh no, that's why they came real early. They never came midday or late in the day.
No, they don't go to they don't go to the hood because then somebody says, "What's this shit about Sons of Ham?" Anyway, so. Go look it up if you don't know about it.
I avoid seeing my mom for the most part because every time I see her, she preys on my uterus, and I feel like I need to take a plan B right after because she's so desperate for me to have a grandchild. And I'm like, you do realize we've been in a pandemic, right? There's nothing there.
I hope you never. Yeah, I hope you never wake up from a coma with your mom standing over you with a turkey baster. That would be.
Oh Lord, what is this? What? Don't breathe. What is this? Don't breathe. Have you seen that film? Have you seen that film, Stacy? Don't breathe.
No, but
you gotta watch it.
I don't. Crap. If it has any way association to whatever Dan's bullshit just came out.
No, it just what he said just kind of spiked something. But you got to see that movie. You like scary stuff. You
gotta see that movie. You don't have to see that movie. That's one of the most disturbing movies. You're the one who says see a Serbian film.
Yes, you have. Don't see. Well, okay, maybe Stacy might like that. Dana, don't watch that.
Oh, you saw that movie, you sick freak.
Sick freak. Oh my Lord.
If you saw,
we love all the mothers out there and all the joy they've brought to our life.
my mom saw that movie actually too. I'm a bad son.
You should show your mom that movie. She'll be like exercising you 3 times a day. Stacy.
So my mom was like,
Power of Christ compels you. How dare you show me a Serbian film? How dare you?
If my life was planned out to the way my mom wanted it to be, I would have 6 kids right now and be a really good Christian and think the earth is flat. That is how my life would be.
Like a tortilla, right? Like a tortilla.
And like a tortilla. Sell corn on Thursdays.
Popcorn on what?
No, sell corn on Thursdays.
No.
You know what, Dan? I'm gonna need you to message Rodney after this.
We should all take a class together.
I definitely want to take more improv.
Dan's like, what?
I would take improv. I do it all the time at work. Like, it's like, hey, do you like being here? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Well, that's
are you working?
Improv is not lying. Improv is not lying.
It sort of is. All acting is a little bit of lying. Today I'm going to pretend to be George Washington. I chopped down a cherry tree. No, you didn't. Shut up. It's good for the movie.
It is, but improv is an incredible.
It definitely helps with. I did improv for many years, and it really does help in a lot of different areas in life. Same as stand-up comedy helps. Music too.
Yeah.
It
same
it
way
can
about
only make it better. It won't
it.
make it
Does, yeah,
worse.
exactly
Improv's
That's
how I got
exactly
my ass not kicked in high school. It's like, oh, what do I got to say right now to get this guy to get confused so I can run away?
I'm crazy.
right. But like, I get that. So that's the survival tactic, and we totally get that. But I'm just so excited, like
Wait,
about
that doesn't kick in on stage for you? A little bit of survival, like a little bit of adrenaline, survival adrenaline. Once you go on, you're like, this can go south real fast.
In survival mode.
Chased by a bear.
In survival mode, it doesn't cause me to improv, but like just the science of improv, like it doesn't like what I would say. It's interesting if I do feel like there's a reason that I need to start swimming faster, then because I know what jokes are stronger in my set, I may start making some adjustments, to the set in there, and then just trust that something good can happen. That if we jump over some stuff that seems to be taking the ships, in a direction that I don't want to go in, we know how to steer back. But I love improv. Like I love it. And I wanted to say this when Rodney was on. The great Roy Wood Jr. said I'm sure he's got whatever he's got. He does so amazing. But he said his one regret is not taking an improv class. He said, at the time he had, become a touring comedian, but when someone, was trying to get an improv class, he was like, swipe, because when you're in a class, they teach you about swiping so that the next group can come up and all the, they teach you the formal formality of it, the formal side of it.
Oh, and not Tinder. Got it.
And he talks about how having improv as, in your tool belt as a comedian is extremely powerful. And and he's brilliant to me, but that felt, it's good to know from somebody as brilliant as that they
because if you can make the audience believe in what you're saying,
but that's here's the big problem. So improv helps with your comedic timing, which is why Dan needs it so very much. Okay?
Yeah, I don't know if you're watching the comments, but I think I'm doing fine.
I think those are for me. I'm not gonna lie.
I think
we'll take a poll.
And I also think that's all of our friends. So I don't even know if
it doesn't count, huh? You hear that, everyone?
It counts.
Keep laughing for me, all.
But I think we just want to keep going higher.
But
I think we want to keep going because I love you all. I think the world of you, especially those of you who've loved on me.
I guess it's Stacy for Sergio. He voted at least. I got to give it to him. He voted. He voted. He's got some balls. I know where you live, Sergio. I'm coming over there. I'm going to teach you a lesson. No, just kidding. I don't know where you live, Sergio, but I love you slowly.
No jokes aside, it actually helps a lot, especially when dealing with hecklers. You don't know what type of hecklers you're gonna get. Like today, I've been heckling the shit out of Dan, and he hasn't been able to give me at least one good comeback.
Right? Yeah, so, I agree. Roasting.
Had Dan done an improv class, he would have gotten me already. Okay, I'm just saying. But no. It's just
when I roast people, it comes out too mean, and I don't want to do that.
When have you roasted me? Have you attempted to roast me? It hasn't happened yet.
No, because it's too mean. I'm an asshole when I roast. I don't do that for a reason.
Remember, roasts have to be funny. I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to roast me, starting now.
Okay, your comebacks are as fake as your tits. We all know
I have fake tits. Keep going.
All right. Okay. That's a good one if we were in another place. Okay.
Oh Lord.
Hey, all I've ever heard is Jeff Ross. You're right. I've never actually ever studied roasting because I don't do that. But that's fine.
Yeah. It'd be
if you're gonna judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, there you go.
Well,
that's fine. If we want to do this, okay. So I see you've been to your first rap battle, and suddenly you want me to be involved. Okay, you didn't get that one. But I'm glad that you've been going to roasting classes, Stacy. At least that's the one thing you'll know how to cook.
Roast, oh Jesus.
So, see, I'm not good at it. I'll admit I'm not good at roasting, but if you think that's the only thing a comedian has to be good at, then cool.
You have 1 minute. You have 1 minute.
All right, cool. Then I don't understand why it's a big deal I haven't had comebacks.
I know. I'm saying this is why improv helps. There are no roasting classes.
I'm more of the George Carlin school. If someone tries to heckle, you disregard them and you continue. You don't even give them the time of day with a response.
Unfortunately, when you have a drunk girl, it's not going to work that way. They will do everything they can to get your attention. You can either attempt to address her or call security. But remember, you might lose your audience if you wussy out with security right away.
Depending on the audience, yeah.
And, and I'm sure George Carlin could roast. Just because he didn't doesn't mean he couldn't, and it doesn't mean that
it's just it wasn't his thing. So he just would ignore when people would yell back at him during his act. He would just, I'm going on. But and I've seen Hannibal Buress do the same thing. He just someone heckles, he goes, "That's an interesting thought." Keeps going on with his act because it's just not what he's done. Like, yes, you're right. If I took class in that, I'd get better, of course.
Oh, that's what
but let's all give a round of applause for the effort of Dan trying to heckle me. Come on.
Sure.
He at least had one. It was about my fake tits that everyone knew about, but it was one. I'm so proud of you.
I don't think everyone knows
real.
about
Mine
them.
are real, though.
You know, I don't think you go around with a certificate showing people like, look at this. There's no license plate on your ass saying fake tits. It's not everybody knows. We get some new people watching.
License plate?
I'm quite proud of them. Like when we went to the comedy show on Monday with Mike Falzone was talking about fake tits, and I literally stood up and I'm like, ta-da!
Well, I think it's definitely like when there's guys that go up and do an act about like, I don't like fit tits. It's like, yeah, but I don't know if anyone cares that you don't like them.
So on that, what is your spirit animal and why?
I like how we went from like moms
fake tits to spirit animals. My spirit animal is fake tits.
Okay.
So what is your spirit animal and why?
Here's the most random topic.
I'm gonna say mine is la cucaracha.
A roach?
Yes, because
are you a pothead?
No. Wait. Okay, little bit, not a lot, little bit. Do you smell weed? Okay, not la cucaracha. Cheetah. I love cheetahs. I have a really deep love for cheetahs. I've always loved cheetahs.
You run real fast too, right?
Yeah, they're really fast, but then they also run out of breath, which right now with the COVID weight I have on, I definitely run out of breath. So yeah. How about everybody else? It's like, what's going on?
See, the thing is I'd have to think about it for a while because it's sometimes I'm tempted to say tapeworm. Tapeworm just hangs out somewhere warm, gets fed, doesn't have a fucking corporate job, doesn't pay taxes, doesn't have to do anything with society. It just sits in a nice warm tube like a sausage. Oh, but I don't know. It doesn't seem right. I don't know if I could be a tapeworm. I'd probably get bored. Need TV.
Anthony says chupacabra.
A chupacabra, yes.
I think my spirit animal is panda because I'm lazy, but I look so cute. So me doing nothing and just looking adorable just plays out perfectly. Like it's my whole aesthetic. Like I look adorable, but reality, I ain't gonna do shit. Feed me, give me stuff.
Pizza, like pizza.
Yeah.
I wonder if this like adds anything to it though. Does this make it more of your spirit animal? Do you know that the panda is an omnivore and can choose to eat meat and other berries, but they actually choose to just eat the bamboo and hang out near the bamboo all day? Does that say anything about the spirit animal?
That's interesting.
Yeah, because I would eat all day. Even if it was just bamboo, I eat all day.
I would basically eat shit. No. It's before it's shit. See, that's how the tapeworm works. It's before it becomes shit. So it's still got a little bit of the burger there. It's fine.
Oh, that's so gross.
This conversation feels like it was going this way and it went that way.
It starts off so innocent and then it goes.
I think if I was having spirit animalness in my world, because I also learned, and I don't want to be the what do you say, the PC fire hoser, but I heard that Native Americans don't really care for us like picking spirit animals because it's something that's very sacred and very special. So when these conversations go forth, we look at it as humorous or something that we want or whatever, but they are actually, but I'm to understand that they are extremely offended. But if I was choosing an animal that I feel like represents me, I would probably choose the lion. I'm trying to figure out though whether it would be a male lion or a female lion, because that's two actually very different animals in terms of the things. And honestly, I can't decide. Obviously gender wise, I'm a female, and I've recreated, procreated. So, but I don't feel automatically like the female lion, because the male lion is the one who guards and makes sure that everybody's safe, but it's the female lion that does all the hunting, that does the lion's share of the work, and has the babies. So I don't know.
Those guys have it figured out.
So I don't know, I feel like I'm a little of both. I feel like I'm the person who knows how to go in and for sure make space for motherfuckers. Like that's something I feel like I do well. Like if y'all walk behind me, I got this. But obviously biologically, like I said, I've given birth, I've had a child, whatever. So, but I still overall, I definitely think that the lion, the animal that represents me and that I feel like kind of the most kindred to, is definitely lions. For sure.
Nice.
Yeah, I would never be able to say I'm a lion because they bang like 20 times a day, and I can't keep up with that.
I think I've literally voted people out not to have a lion lifestyle, because the female lion has to share with all their female lions the same male lion, and it has to do all the hunting and the work, and then the male lion is just like the pimp controlling all the female lions. I don't want that lifestyle, so I'm going to. I think they're beautiful, but no.
You should be happy against the rule for murder. The law against murder keeps like one guy from doing what lions do. Because what lions do is another male comes in, they're like, okay, kill his cubs. I'm the guy now. And I'm so glad that we have evolved as a society where we think, no, humans can't do that, because there's some asshole dudes that would.
Lions are still thriving in existence, and my spirit animal is near extinction because those fuckers are so lazy. So that says something.
Sergio says he's a daddy long legs.
Oh, that's I kill those as soon as I see them.
Oh man. So we have, what do we have? A tapeworm, a panda bear, lioness, or lion?
I'm not sure about the tapeworm. Like this whole spirit animal thing is tough, because it's like, what is your spirit animal? I'm a fucking human. I have no connection to an animal other than they're cute and fuzzy. I'm going to play with your face, and that's about it.
No, I am very much a panda. All I do is eat, sleep, and eat again.
What I think is weird, it's like there are cultures that believe that if you're reincarnated, you go up or down based upon your actions before. And I have heard some of those cultures say, well, if you haven't been good, you're going to be reincarnated as the lowly dog. When I've had a dog, they don't work. They eat off my dime. They sleep whenever they want. They lick their privates in the living room and no one bats an eye. But when grandma does it, like, seriously, dogs get to do whatever they want. So it's always weird when I've heard people say, "Oh, you'll be bad. You're like a dog." It's like, no, a dog really does kind of run your house. Like,
you're like, abuelita, what are you
feed it? You're the one who goes to work.
I don't know what my dog did so well in his last pastime, because this shit is this little asshole is treated like a king right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. I don't know what great deeds he did his last pastime, but Jesus, does he have it good?
Oh, let's see. Anthony said a giraffe came all the way from up to come down and lick me at the fair.
Yeah, giraffes are my favorite animal. I don't know, like giraffes are my favorite animal. Just for real. I think then they just always have been. And interestingly enough, the first time I ever laid eyes on one at a zoo because I was grown. Because like growing up in Alabama, there are not. I think that I'm sure there's a zoo in Birmingham. There's a zoo in Montgomery, but like I grew up in Huntsville, so I never went to the zoo. I guess I went to the Audubon Zoo in New Orleans, but I just don't recall going. But maybe they just didn't have giraffes in the zoo in New Orleans because I feel like I didn't get to see giraffes in zoos until I got out here to California when I was taking my kid. That is my favorite animal. Period. And giraffes and elephants are my favorite animals, but I would still say giraffes. Like I love giraffes, can't explain it. And they're so graceful and so amazing. I think we saw one give birth at not the San Diego Zoo, but the safari park.
That's not so graceful.
And I think, well, it was just interesting because that's a long drop for the poor baby. It's a long drop.
Well, the Santa Barbara Zoo for a long time, they had a giraffe that had a broken neck. It was very famous, and the neck kind of went like this. And the reason why was that drop. It survived the drop, but it broke its neck during the drop. And so it survived for it had a full giraffe life. But so much that my kids got to see it, even though my wife and I saw it like years earlier on an anniversary. We went up to Santa Barbara. So my kids got to see it. It unfortunately passed away the next year, but we got to see it. Yeah, and it's like, look, this giraffe was born with this, but it's still up there eating the stuff. So don't worry about that. It was doing fine, but that's a reality when they give birth. It's interesting. My daughter, it was her favorite animal was the giraffe, and I did not have the heart to tell her the day I found out how endangered they are. I was like, nope, you just Now it's wolves. She likes wolves. That's her thing. She likes wolves. I'm like, all right, you're 10. That's what happens.
Don't show her the movie The Gray. Okay, don't do that.
No, I'm showing her that movie. Oh gosh, I forgot the name of it. Now that it's there,
White Fang by Disney.
No, the good one with the Ginger Snaps.
Oh, you're gonna show the werewolf one.
Just kidding.
You definitely don't want to show.
No, it's a good movie. No, don't show it to your kids. It's a good movie though.
Yeah, it's a good movie, not for your kids.
You know what? I've actually
good werewolf
on
movie.
My bucket list. On my bucket list, I have the Malibu Safari just to go see their famous giraffe who Whitney Cummings got in trouble for.
Oh no! What did you do?
What doing? What with her fingers to the giraffe? What are you doing right here?
I was going to say one of them on my bucket list is that giraffe, and then the second is a wolf sanctuary. There's a wolf sanctuary here in LA that you can actually go see wolves and feed them. So if you ever want to take your daughter there and be the cool ass dad, you should do that. But yeah, you go up and close and you feed them. But yeah, the giraffe is the one I want to go see at the Malibu Safari because you can have wine at the same time, and it'd be so awesome to get drunk with a giraffe. I think that's goals right there.
Have the mind, honey.
I don't know. I don't want to feed my daughter to a wolf.
It's the giraffe from The Hangover. It's only polite, it's only courteous to get drunk right next to it. That's its whole purpose. That's what it's known for being in The Hangover and going.
Sounds like an awesome giraffe.
That's its purpose, everyone. The universe gave this giraffe a purpose, and its purpose was to do that.
All right,
I actually got to rewatch that now. I got to remember what you're talking about.
Which hangover are we talking about? 1, 2, or 3?
The one where it dies. It literally only has one scene, and it's being driven on a freeway, and it.
Into the freeway. Got it.
That's the first
Got it. Low clearance. Now I remember. There we go. Low clearance.
The best one, the first one.
Yeah, that's why Shaq hates those certain Disney rides. He's just like.
Oh no!
And the ride just stops. He's like,
"Oh no, it sucks." No, yeah. If I'm ever that, man, I wouldn't ride any roller coasters if I was that tall. Hey,
no, he has to crouch down. Actually, dude, he's when he got his motorcycle made, they had to make a motorcycle just for him because he's so big.
And be like, we went around. I didn't even feel it.
And then did you see that picture of him a few years back? What went viral was a picture of him and his girlfriend because his girlfriend is a normal sized human being and he's Shaq. And it's there were so many speculative comments you don't want to read after that.
Oh, Nick said, Dan, watch your phone.
Oh, he sent you some nasty stuff. What'd you send him, Nick? How come we can't know? What'd you send him, Nick?
Shame.
Nah, I'm not doing any of those. It's nothing.
Oh.
Now you got Stacy curious. She's like,
now I know.
Like I tell you, I'm not a roaster, but Nick's okay. I'm not doing that. What's it
did
called?
Nick send you jokes to roast me?
They're not. I don't do these. Okay. Look.
Okay.
We just talked about how I like Norm Macdonald. Do you know why Norm Macdonald did the roast of Bob Saget the way he did? Because they told him, "Yeah, you're going to come here and roast your friend," and he goes, "I don't want to do that." And they said, "Well, we'd like you to be there." So he did his act. Go look it up. See what he did. That's my kind of thing.
I won't lie. I would have a hard time roasting a friend. That would be really hard.
Like I don't like it.
This should be the easiest because you know him better. And Dan, I want you to read those jokes that Nick gave you. I want you to read them
Lord.
right now. Come here. Let's see.
His really, really weird.
My cousin's spirit animal is a badger. You just gotta, Do
it. Read what Nick wrote.
Clean enough though. Like don't no
No, they're not clean. No way.
Oh Lord. Like how what are we talking about? 13? We're talking about X. What are we talking about?
Dan had feelings.
Good, your tits are as deflated as your day job. She tries to sell $100,000 cars with a $2K dit job. He's actually okay, I think. Actually,
I like that second one, but keep going.
Either way, her flapjacks are as pricey as a. Either way, her flapjacks are as pricey as a weekly Denny's deal, and that's missing.
The fuck.
And that's missing is the obnoxious salesperson. Oh wait, love you, Stacy. See, look, like that's not something that like Nick, roasting is not her thing.
Nick, you had 15 to 20 minutes, and that is what you came up with. I expect
you forget she's been in roasting classes for 2 weeks. She's gonna school you now.
I want you. I'm gonna give you a week. You're gonna come up with something way better next week. Okay, I believe in you. You had 20 minutes, and maybe one got a chuckle, but you got it. You're almost there. Okay.
I like for a stranger, I could do it. I would have the hardest time with somebody who I think very dearly of. I know that's a shame, probably, but I don't know.
If it's consensual, then you could totally do it.
Well, I don't know. That's still
as long as it's consensual. Anything's okay.
Yeah.
Right, Rover?
Oh God. Almighty. Okay, so on a lighter tone here. Yeah. So do we want to do? Okay.
Well, we have this other one left.
We have two.
You know what? No. We have this one topic. Why don't you guys start that? Just give me 1 second here. I'll be right back. It's gonna be great.
Oh my Lord.
Did
are we doing the Smurfy, or are we doing the other one?
I have no idea what we're doing, so okay.
I was gonna. Oh Lord. Okay, let me take that one down. See, now I'm wondering what the hell he's gonna do. I'm scared. Boogeyman.
We let you guys call the shots on Monday. So.
Oh no. This, like, if you looked at the sheet compared to where
I really did.
No, it was. I'd say pretty safe. There wasn't anything too crazy. And we did have some crazy stuff, but I wanted to make sure to stay with my feet on earth and be firmly planted. I think the only thing that we had, and it wasn't even that crazy, was the Ready, Set, Go Pictionary type thing with Rodney. And even that wasn't super crazy, but, it would have been fun because, he'd have some awesome stuff, I'm sure to say. But I'm going to assume, and I hope I'm not wrong, but I'm pretty damn sure this is the one that Dan wants to do.
Oh, where did Dan go, you guys? What happened?
Here, let me put him back.
Did it take you like 5 minutes to realize he's been gone?
No, I stopped hearing him. I was just like, what's going on? I have to admit, y'all know how I am. I started looking up George Kirby, so I was like going back and forth because I was just curious about George Kirby. I don't know what it is about tragic stories that always make me curious. So
Mike said he's coming back as a woman.
Oh, Dan!
Should have seen Stacy's face. That was funny. That was
we'll just.
You're like, no, those boobs don't work. Your hair.
As long as he comes back as Mrs. Doubtfire, I'll be happy.
Oh, hello. That was a run by Fritty. Again, why is one really big and one's really small?
I'll just call his wife and be like, "Hey, do you want to sit down on fire?" She's gonna be like, "I already have the lighter."
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Sergio said, "Y'all, I'm genuinely scared."
We are too.
Oh man. Oh, what did Nick say? Dan checked out. He's all, hello.
He's gonna come back and introduce Danica because Dana was taken already.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna assume, and if I'm wrong, then I will change it very quickly because we only had one other one, so I'm assuming it's this one. Why was there only one female Smurf? I do have the direct answer, but does anybody else know?
No.
Any answer works. It doesn't matter.
I just said no.
Do you? No. This is my wife is this is a surprise.
So
here we go.
Wait, I missed a surprise.
Oh no.
We were waiting for Danica. What the hell?
Dan comes back as Danica Fatrick. Yes. With bigger tits.
Holy Lord.
And mine are real, baby. I put them on the glass and people were like, look at those. They look like they can melt for days.
You know what? We could have made Danica and OnlyFans, okay? I'm really disappointed. We need to make money on this podcast, and I was betting on you, Danica. You had one
Danica. You know what I honestly thought you were going to do, Dan? Which is, I think Sergio might have thought the same thing. I thought you were going to come back with your hair braided, your face painted blue.
No, I just left in a way where I'm like, I think if I say it this way, people are going to expect something, and they come up and my hair is just a mess. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did Nick say?
This is just like many sequels of movies.
Dan came back looking like he got a souk job.
Yeah. You don't know what I did for a couple of minutes.
Apparently be a 1 minute man.
Oh.
That's just the first one. You have to have a primer.
You gotta shoot the gun first, damn it.
Hey, one of my favorite jokes ever. There's this guy, he saves up a lot of money to get himself a lady of the night, right? So he gets a lady of the night. She shows up at the hotel. He immediately sits on the bed, starts furiously jerking at it. She goes, "What the hell are you doing?" He goes, "You're not getting the easy one." Anyway.
Oh Lord. Okay, so why was there only one female Smurf? Oh my.
Because you're not getting the easy one.
Oh my. Well,
what is the reveal, Dan? You were gone for minutes. What the fuck was the reveal that you want to go?
Stacy wants this goddamn surprise.
I just said it was to get your hopes up. It's like when like Democrats win elections. You're like, oh, I thought they were going to change things.
You went to go pee, didn't you?
I voted that way. Don't worry, everybody.
Oh man.
I will have to admit, there's been a lot of change lately. But actually, if
Dana's
you're watching,
face right now.
It's part of the entertainment, Dana.
No, I apologize. At that moment, you guys, I don't know like why. I think it's just because it's been a week. I was like,
no, you're just tired of our shit.
I'm tired, yes, not necessarily of you guys, but tired, yes.
Why was there only one female Smurf, Dana? Dana, why was there only one female Smurf? Now, look, I know you saw more episodes of Smurfs than some of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even the ones they cut out before. Like, because,
because cartoons weren't necessarily, by making blue Smurfs, you weren't racist, but you could be sexist and just have the one. The same way that there's always the token black. There's in the case of the Smurfs, there was the token woman. Because you couldn't have the token red Smurf or the token pink Smurf because that would be too much of a break. So we realized we can't just have all men, so let's just create one woman. And that's what that would be my thinking.
That's scary.
I think that's kind of interesting.
It's a
someone's
reflection
going to point out that
the times and what they could get away with. A reflection of the times. Because it's funny when you guys created this segment, I was like, how come we never questioned that? Like, we just watched that shit and enjoyed it, laughed at it, you know, had all kind of jokes and fun with it, but we never questioned the fact that they only had one woman, you know, one girl.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, you didn't question the fact that she was the one girl and she's the ones they always showed making the cookies?
We just never, like, I mean, well, and I thought I would never say these words. It was, after all, just a cartoon. And I think when the Smurfs were out, I want to say I was in high school. So, you know, it just wasn't, I was past a certain impressionable age about these, you know, about these things. So it wasn't something that I look back on it now and I'm actually surprised that maybe I didn't question it. But yeah, I wasn't at an age where my wokeness, you know, I probably had way more to do with being, not probably, my wokeness had way more to do with being Black than it had anything. So.
I did when I was a kid wonder. I was like, so how does she know how to go out? Who to go out with? Like, like I was like,
So
couldn't figure that out.
I think it goes back to this. Like, any of you guys in high school that grew up, you know, partying, we only had a couple girls hanging out with us. So, like, I think that's where it comes from. Like, any of you guys that grew up, hey, those are the guys that do shrooms. Yeah, those 2 girls hang out with those 10 guys. I think that might be where the Smurf shit came from. I know I'm bumming you out a lot, but it is the truth. So
you're just saying that one woman and a bunch of men is every man's fantasy. That's what...
No. What I'm saying is if you're in the group of the guys that goes out and does the mushrooms, like they all lived in mushrooms. They ate those mushrooms. Those type of guys that would think of that kind of story, they got only a couple girls hanging out in their group. So they're like, all right, there's 7 dudes. All right, in our group. Okay, there's 14 dudes, 2 girls. Okay, so 7 blues guy Smurfs. Okay, 1 girl.
So that was their.
Anybody that's ever been in a $25 an hour studio knows what I'm talking about. When a girl comes through the door of a recording studio, you know this, Stefan. When you're at one of those studios like Love Juice, and a girl comes in with a band, all doors open and go, wait, there's a girl here?
Oh, all the guys.
Those guys wrote the Smurfs. That's what I'm getting at.
What if it's something even darker? Like, maybe it was a representation of China's one-child policy, and that was the only family willing to have the female Smurf.
Yeah, they were the wealthy ones who could afford the extra tax.
Maybe it was a Chinese cartoon after all. It was like a spy, sneaky cartoon from China.
That was good. I like that. I mean, I don't like it, but I like it. It's a good joke.
So why was there only one female Smurf, Stefan, already? We've been asking the same question.
Well, I think that's what my wife even posted too. To tempt the male Smurfs so Gargamel can find their weaknesses.
Oh, so Gargamel made her?
Yeah,
right.
Gargamel.
Yeah. I found a different one. It says Smurfette was created by Gargamel, which explains her original position as the only female Smurf in the village. Gargamel created her to infiltrate Smurf
village, as a spy,
and create discord amongst the other Smurfs so that they would destroy themselves.
Yep.
They'd fight over who got the BJs.
Holy Lord. Is that banana jam pants?
Wait, guys do that anyway. Guys fight over who gets the BJs. So what are you going to do?
Hey, that's a good restaurant. I used to work there. Bad toilets. Just saying. Just bad horrible toilets. Okay. Used to work there, let me see. I think we need to call Dana Mama Dana. She got to sit here and put up with all these illegitimate assholes like Dad and Stacy for hours on it. I hope they pay you decently. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's funny. Like,
first of all, I'm proud of being an illegitimate asshole. It's where I live.
Mama Dana is just tired. She's just tired. I mean, you know, I put so much on social media. You guys know I had yet another friend to pass away. Yes,
my condolences.
I'm so sorry.
And so I'm just like, I'm exhausted, like in so many ways. But no.
Well, then let's end on a lighter foot since we have a little bit of time. And this one I don't think is going to take very long.
Nick is cracking me up. Like, and
these little fucks.
Yeah, right. All hail Nick tonight.
Okay, this is our last one for tonight. What do you consider romantic? Now, listen up,
and a
boys.
BJ. Is that good? No.
Listen up, men in the audience.
No, sure. You know what? I can't even talk about it because he might look at this later. Never mind. I pass.
Oh my! Your significant other watches your show.
You just did what Dan did with the damn jokes.
Yeah.
Like I can't say
There
it.
you go.
So
Yeah, there you go. Your
good.
moment.
It's so good.
Let's say it because I definitely got mine.
I can't. Oh, but you know what? I'll tell you what my ex did today. It was hilarious. It's not the romantic thing I was talking about, but it's, I guess, I don't know, it's his own version of romance, but whatever. So my ex calls me today and he's like, do you want to get the vaccine today? Which is the COVID vaccine. And I'm like, okay. And this is like, he's not a very giving person at all. And I'm like, okay. He's like, okay, let me call my contact right now so you can get the COVID vaccine. And I'm like, are you sleeping with them? And he's like, yeah, but I'm only doing this for you.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny.
That's an interesting thing to consider romantic.
Thank you, Lauren. For me, and it's I was in I love Clubhouse. So the comedians were in there one night, and I talked about Ali Sadiq earlier. I believe Rodney was in the room this particular night. And romantic is, and I think I'm going to write this into a bit as I say it. Romantic, I believe, is birthday and age relevant. What do I mean by that? Like what we think is romantic at a certain age is very different. Like what I thought was romantic in my 20s, even in my 30s, is very different than what I think is romantic right now. Romantic right now is, and Chris Rock said it when he first got married. God bless their divorce. But he was like, I cleaned my wife's credit. And, and honestly,
that's not a euphemism.
I think so. For me, romantic is hiring me a maid, cleaning my credit. Those would be the most romantic things you could do for me. But I would love to, and on the aesthetically love languagey romantic side, I really love going on dates and like specifically to the movies. So if there was somebody that wanted to do, if I met someone who just wanted to do a date night, like the way husbands and wives do date night, I would love to be in a relationship with someone who wants to go on dates still after we are together. Like I think I haven't, maybe that speaks to my dating life, but I would just and how bereft it's been of good times. But I would just love someone who would just want to take me to the movies every Friday. I would love that,
Yeah, movies are fun.
and that is still third to cleaning my credit and hiring a maid.
Okay, wait. What was that comment that you showed that said criminal?
Yeah, somebody put criminal.
I don't know what that's about.
Well, here's the thing.
From Twitch. They're from Twitch. Stupid child.
No. It's a valid thing. The contact is basically, remember that there's a bunch of vaccines that are thought out, and if they're not used up,
they expire.
They get thrown out. So I'm basically on the list that if there are remaining vaccines from the appointments that don't show up, I'm just gonna get pushed so they don't get thrown away and it gets put towards one. And it's gonna be the Johnson & Johnson one, the one that's a one-time shot that only has an 85% chance. So
the 85 is up. When it came out, they were saying 64 because and that's how I got my vaccine. That's how all of us who are not 65 and older, pre-existing condition or essential worker or proof that we are legitimate education workers, that's how all of us are getting our shots. We're getting shots that are about to expire. Like I'm getting texts every other day like that is telling me CalVax. So and for anybody on here, calvax.org, go sign up, you guys, because that's all they're doing. They're sending out texts so that when expiring vaccine folks are making appointments, and so you can get one. calvax.org. And I'm getting a lot of texts from the city, but that's all of us are getting. And then so just like the Moderna and the Pfizer, now the Johnson is here, and it's their people are not showing up, so we're getting them.
No, I'm on a list. I want to get it done so I can get to these
quiet as it's kept. Jesse Owens Park is giving them out every day. They're not turning anybody away. So if you live in LA, Jesse Owens Park is at Western and Century. And I don't know, I have no idea what the wait time is, but my good girlfriend went on the weekend, I believe. So if anybody, whether you whatever, go to Jesse Owens Park. I'll say it like that. Even Kedron, where I went down on Avalon, near Slauson, they're still, all you gotta do is line up. CalVax, it's Vax with the X. I sure can.
CalVax, VAX.
.org.
So, Stefan, what do you find romantic?
Wow. I don't know, man. I'm gonna be 41, dude. I agree with Dana. What a young person finds romantic versus someone who's a lot older is just It's definitely not the same, man. It's definitely not
I have
the same.
something to respond to that. Actually, it's been very, very consistent for me, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. You lucky bastard. Romantic. I don't know. I mean, for me, it's like, somebody cooks, if there's some wine involved, great, and maybe throw on a movie. I'm just a simple person. Walk on the beach. I don't know. So I'm simple, dude. I like simple stuff, simple things. I'm not saying that, you put a little effort in and do something original or unique isn't good. No, that's awesome if you're able to do that, and you can. We're in a pandemic too, people. Let's put our masks on and run on the beach. I don't know. Just simple stuff. Picnic at the park, go see a drive-in movie, just simple stuff. You know what I find awesome and romantic? See, but some of this doesn't even sound romantic to most people. Like go to before the pandemic, like go to get dinner and then go to a roller skating ring. I think that's fun. Yeah. I like that, but there's a lot of people who aren't going to like that. But that's okay.
Mine has been very, very consistent. And all of you are worried, as one of the comments said, "Oh, we're waiting for Dan. We're waiting for Dan." What does he say? Romance in your late 30s, send the kids to bed, get a frozen pizza, get to your gherkin jerkin while watching Coming to America 2. Okay. It's very good. My favorite, what has always been happy for me is you get with your significant other, you enjoy your alcohol or your shrooms or your whatever. Take a hot shower with them and just talk about whatever comes to your mind. If you're not into
shower,
yep, you take a nice hot shower with them, talk whatever comes to your mind on a semi-altered state. If you're not one that does that, take some CBD gummies. Semi-altered state, whatever is your level, go in with your partner into the shower and talk about whatever is on your mind at the time. It's neat what you learn about them, and for some reason, the rest of the day is great.
Is it because
you're all worried, huh?
The water usage that you won't take a bath, or like why a shower?
Because we like hot showers.
Yeah, cold water. No.
Okay, Nick, that's nice. Tell Brittany that.
Bro, hand jobs in the Roller Express. Hey, dude, that worked in high school. Like.
What the hell?
First of all. Yes. Nick says hot shower and mushroom. Shit, babe, I'm melting the fucking drain. Don't take too many. Always remember, if someone tells you this is strong shit, you believe them. Don't question it. Go, no, I'm fine. I've done this amount before. No, that guy told you it was strong shit for 5 times in a row for a reason. Believe them. So anyways,
Stefan, you should reply to Nick's comment and tag Brittany on there. Be like,
what's his? Oh, the hot shower one.
No, not the hot. No, what Nick said. What did he say?
Oh, the hand jobs in the Roller Express.
Yeah, Roller Express. It was a roller skating rink near us in Covina.
Right next to
FYI, your husband just wanted to let you know. FYI.
Yeah, well, you could do it in there. It was dark, and like there were certain areas where the wall had fallen out, but they hadn't repaired it for 2 years. You could sneak in there. Yes, I don't know who this is. Them, or you might get in a hot shower with someone. Yes.
What does that say? It's believing you might get in a hot shower with someone.
Yes. Believe me, or I might get in a hot shower with you at home. Viewer.
Oh my! That was believable. I believe that right there.
Say that again.
I have this move called the stinky reach around.
Okay. Good enough. The name. The name is
no. He was replying to this, Dana. He was replying to
that startled me. The stinky reach around.
It startles everybody. They usually have a shiver right after. They're like,
that's almost like that word that Dan was telling us about a few weeks ago. The one with the trumpet.
What? What?
Stacy wasn't here for that, Dan.
What are you talking about?
Oh, gee. It was in the Urban Dictionary. It was something trumpet. I don't remember.
No, the rusty trombone. We
rusty
taught
trombone.
Dana the other day what a rusty trombone is. You know, right? State, you've done a couple of rusty trombones, have you
Oh
not?
my lord!
What is that?
No, I guess you haven't.
Why don't you tell our audience and Stacy what a roasted trombone?
What is
So
that?
it's tossing the salad while pulling on the other end at the same time, like a trombone.
Oh, my wife didn't know what that was either. I was like, Dan told us a word today. We learned
I
something.
know so many dirty things.
What? What?
and that's-
You know what I
that
feel
is
like
part of
sometimes?
She was pretty grossed out. She was pretty grossed.
You know what, Stefan? Sometimes I feel like I come on the show and I'm Pinhead. I have such wonderful sights to show you. There's so many things in this world you have not seen.
What
Anyway.
is Nick said?
I am not posting what
Nick
it
is. Oh, unfortunately, I don't like tossing salad, Nick.
Oh.
No, I mean I'm good with the other side of it, but not the tossing salad.
Power
part.
to whoever's into that. Whatever floats your boat, not my cup of tea. No thanks.
Sorry, I no.
Whatever, make sure you get your vaccine before you do stuff like that.
I lived with
that's
a
facts.
man for like 4 years and found out that men really don't know how to wipe. So I've never ever doing a salad ever.
Wait, no one else uses the toilet brush?
Oh my!
That's how you get all the corners.
See, my wife said, "Great. See, I will never get that out of my mind. Being a former band director."
There is there's a comedian that I do that comes on a mic. I co-host I host the Pretty Funny Women mic sometimes, and there's a comedian. I don't know why I can't think of her name. I love her to death. She's perfected this joke, but she talks about how basically, in the beginning of the pandemic, we couldn't find toilet tissue. So she invested in a bidet, and her and her boyfriend were living together. And apparently he was doing, he had taken like their last acid, whatever, out of the freezer, and he was on an acid trip. And whenever he does this, she says,
Harley.
Yes. So she has to go with him into the bathroom. And while in the bathroom, she realized that she realized that he didn't know how to use the bidet. And mind you, this was like 6 weeks after they got it, and they had no toilet tissue. Wow. And so she's like, "So you don't know how to use this? You've never used it?" He's like, "No." And she's like, "It doesn't matter." She's like, "I do your laundry. It does matter." And I think I'm a lesbian right now, just off that story. Like, there is no way that it's
that's not all guys
don't know. Even with toilet tissue, they don't know how to wipe. And in his case, he didn't have toilet tissue, didn't know how to wipe, and wasn't using the bidet. Like, that's all of that's insane to me.
He's just trusting the fiber content of his diet.
I keep witch hazel and peroxide like near our toilet. I buy flushable wipes.
I don't blame you.
And if
you can put witch hazel on your.
Yeah, it doesn't burn. I'm just being honest. Like, that's
Dana is what we call a trooper.
Whoever calls me Mama Dana, that's what I am. I'm a mama. Clean at all costs. It doesn't burn. I'm just gonna say
clean at all costs. She's injecting.
Even
bleach.
Lauren, my friend. Lauren is my friend. She's like, "Oh my god!" Like, I just believe in all costs. Like I try to keep wipes, wet wipes in here, just because I believe in it. Because I even have a joke. We have wet wipes. Is totally like who believes that toilet tissues now in modern times are essentially wipes without moisture? And who believes that a wipe without moisture is really doing all the jobs in the bathroom? Like, I feel like if we still believe that, then we are all insane.
But it can make you bleed too, not to be too.
So you can chafe. Like, it's all like who's and I guess I'm a little bit unconventional because I just believe in cleanliness at all costs, and people can LOL all day. Obviously not alcohol, we tested it. That's not a good idea. We know. So, but peroxide does not burn, and neither does witch hazel.
Okay. Most men think they get so much ass. It's because their finger always is popping through the toilet paper.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
I don't even get it.
Like, you can't even use that to use your phone for a minute.
That's why you
like a minute,
folks. I'm half Japanese, so I origami the toilet paper. Okay.
It is 10:09.
Yeah,
we're gonna end this.
We're woefully out of.
I'm
sorry, y'all probably know more about me than you wanted to know.
Stacey's got a date.
Thank you so much for joining us
yes.
today.
I love you guys.
We had to end it.
Flushable wipes are romantic. Flush wipes are romantic. A man who buys
I will
wipes.
second that.
I mean, not for dinner, for use after. For use after.
I'm sorry. This is adult toilet humor. I'm sorry, Stacey.
Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed today's segment. Now remember what a rusty trombone is, and that you can use witch hazel on your
bum bum.
On your bum bum.
And remember, if one of our episodes gets 1 million views, you get to see my nipples.
And remember that Nick has 1 week to get
that will be my no-show night. Just so
hey, no, you know what? If we got 1 million views on a show, you'd go, bring those fucking nipples out. It's time to celebrate. I think you would. You would
I'd
be
be
a different
like,
attitude that day.
I'd be like, who are you people? That's what I would do.
They're not that bad. They're kind of cute, small.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, guys. I hope you have a great night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.